past a certain income level, I'm just going to be using this money to filter back into the quality of the stream, the quality of the productions, paying other people to help them help me make better content. YouTube editors to do highlight clips and prepared content that they can edit together, because I have no patience for that nonsense.
Vaush's disappearance has led to his editors rushing to find content to post, going as far back as the horrid age of 2020.
Dear Diary, it's day 5 of no Vaush stream. Editors are doing the best they can, but a man can only take so much without fresh content.
But when the world needed him most, he disappeared.
At this point, the editors are straight up manufacturing content.
Feel for Tempest and Ryan having to look in the vault for content because of the drought.
Where is he?
At this point, just upload Donos segments.
Watson, Hunter, and Erie, thank you for the tier 1 subs both. Vaush, could I embarrass myself trying to discuss what strategies future left-wing politicians should engage with you? Oh, no, thank you. Oh, right, I saw you in chat earlier. No, when I do call-ins, I don't like having people just, like, chat or whatever. Sometimes I have stuff, like, over email, like obligations or whatever, but normally it's answering questions or debates or whatever. When I have calm conversations, it's usually a prior obligation or there's some special thing. Friendly conversations just aren't my diggity-do. Joe Fabs, thanks for the $5. Maybe I'll add channel memberships one day. Pro Social Spark, thank you for the $5. Really appreciate that. Sake with the 2 gifted tier 1 subs. I'm smart, proceeds not understand things said to him. Also, you can always help those in VGG with problems by sending cheese wheels. Yeah, that's true. X10 Turd X and Sake, thank you for the gifted tier 1 subs both. I appreciate that. Rengoku GS, thank you for the $5. Maybe. And with the additional $5, I want me to play Metroid Prime 3. No, I just wasn't feeling it. That game just didn't have the vibes of the other ones. Still Alive, thank you for the 5. I have a positive impression of New Zealand. And Sake, thank you for the 2 gifted tier 1 subs. What? Dialectical materialism is like you when you think you are drinking a can of soda, but it's not soda, so you don't want to judge a book by its cover. That's the... I think we're talking to Non-Compete tomorrow. We can ask him. Maybe this is it. And talk about the definition of dialectical materialism or whatever. A term Marx didn't even use, I don't think. Zexezy, criticize your take on dialectical materialism. Yeah, I guess, like, I totally understand the sentiment of this tweet, but I feel like it comes off a little bit unhelpful. Vaush doing a live reaction to a Luna Oi video about fucking dialectical materialism has to be the pinnacle of everything leftist debate culture has been growing towards. This is true. Don't get me wrong. But, like, I feel like this implies, like, equal wrongdoing on both parts. Like, nobody involved understands what's happening. It doesn't matter. Like, this is very, like, enters discussion, you're all wrong, leaves, you know? Like, Luna Oi was very wrong, you know? Like very wrong. I don't pretend to be like a big super educated theory bro, you know, but yeah, I just, and then they pointed out that he'll never actually say what he disagreed with Vaush about. And then Vaush Brain was correct. Come on, man, that's a very bold claim. The idea that Vaush might not understand Hegel Lamau really is okay if your fave isn't always correct on things they never previously thought about. See, this is the thing that gets me. I feel like Zexezy has a lot of good takes, but this is like really cunty behavior. It really is okay if your fave isn't always correct in things they've never previously thought about. You really think I've never previously thought about dialectical materialism? I mean, it's come up a few times, you know. Also, Hegel isn't really the person people go to for like a holistic understanding of like what's even a Hegel? What is a Hegel? What even is a Hegel? This is just very, like, if you want to feel smarter than everyone, don't just stand on top of the cliff crossing your arms like Shadow the Hedgehog. You know? Like, actually, like, say, you know? If anything, I figure if I get anything wrong, I'd like to know what he did. I don't think like it's really relevant to Hegel, as I understand it. Like the whole thing, dialectical materialism, is a lens of analysis and a theory of human development, which purports that changes to, I guess, everything, human civilization, the advancement of our species, society change, everything, um, are brought about by the antagonisms which arise from different groups having different material interests. Like material circumstances dictate the changes. You know that it's a non-idealistic way of looking at the world. You know what I mean? That the idea that changes might be brought about from the actual circumstances of people's power relations, materials, possessions, not from like ideas developing or changing on their own. You know, I feel like the world makes a lot of sense from that framework. You know what I mean? So like a good example would be art history, I think. Art, if you look at how art developed over thousands of years, you know, isn't it interesting that like nobody just spontaneously invented like jazz or like, Baroque music back like 1,500 years ago? Or that nobody like the concept of like rap, like stuff like that, you know? It seems like in spite of the fact that we could make any of these things, there's like a very like drawn out procession of artistic trends that we actually get into. Like with painting, for example, right? Like here's an example, okay? If you take a look at old paintings like 400 or 500, 600 years ago, whatever, and then take a look at paintings about 150 years old, like just kind of average them out, you'll notice there's a really big difference in the subject of those paintings. Old paintings were generally painted by masters who were commissioned by lords, ladies, aristocrats, noblemen, dukes, duchesses, kings, queens, empresses, whatever, the whole nine yards. And of course, they would do portraits of these figures. The materials were expensive, and the power relations of the time meant that it was essentially impossible to procure these resources unless you were working for wealthy clients. Additionally, they didn't really have like common art exposure back then. I mean, you had like the Sistine Chapel, like you could do paintings on the inside of a church and people would see that, but basically if you were making art, you were making it for wealthy commissioners, right? That makes sense, right? But 150 years ago, the world was a very different place. First of all, we had a burgeoning middle class. Industrialization meant that, there wasn't just the peasantry and then like uber wealthy aristocracy. Now we have like a much broader range of, people in terms of social and income strata. And not only that, but you also have access to the materials to make these paintings much more readily available, which means that due to changing economic and power relations, along with the increasing accessibility of painting tools, you know what that leads to? That leads to exactly, Mayday, people painting poor people in the working class. See, that's not something an old duke would have ever commissioned. No king would have ever been like, hey, painter, here's, 500 crowns. Go paint a peasant in the fields. Like, why? Why would they do that? Like, why? Like, why would they do that? But later on, as the market expanded, you see a significant change in the subjects of these paintings and in the type of paintings. You have a change from like older, more sort of, I guess, romantic art styles, or the old like paintings before, which were just like attempts at realistic portraitures, and you have a change from that to more evocative, emotive paintings, which I wish I remembered the terms for all of the stuff like this. Here, I'm pulling this from the Socialist Voice. A painting like this, Gustave Courbet painted this one. What wealthy king would have commissioned this, right? But it's a stark portrayal of the life of a worker, a working class person. This isn't like some heady, romantic fairy tale, oh, look at how magical these people are, look at how wonderful this king and queen is, whatever. It's a fairly grim. Yeah, here, perfect. Jean-Francois Millet. There you go. Fantastic example. Look at this. You know, now suddenly we see a stark portrayal of the peasantry, of essentially, you know, the working people of the time. Here, bring him to me. Artemy can learn about art history. Here. Beat his ass. Isn't that interesting? Now, why am I talking about all this? The reason I'm talking about this is because you have this incredible switch up in how paintings are made, who they're made for, and what they're made of. This represents a massive shift in the paradigm, but what caused it? You know? You know, some people might say that tastes simply changed, right? That people's ideas of what good art was changed. But I think the best argument you can make is material conditions change the power relationships between different forces in society, and that led to different sorts of things being prioritized. In a world where art is more accessible and not simply being commissioned by the wealthy, art will not just be of the interests of the wealthy. And thus, an ideological paradigm is actually caused by a shift in material conditions. That's dialectical materialism. You see? Yeah, Vodamus. Usually when peasants were depicted ye back in the day, it was part of some, like, you know, the rustic peasantry, you know, like it'd be some goofy, like, medieval painting of some drunken peasant, like, farting into a trombone, and it would be, like, on a tapestry that kings would look at and laugh for 6 hours, and then they would, like, rape one of their concubines or something. I have no idea what they were getting up to back then. Artemy, you are so irritated right now. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Do you guys get what I'm talking about? Like, does that feel like to those in chat who know more than me? Does that not feel like a decent, like, understanding of, like, a dialectical materialist analysis of an element of art history? Okay, well, we'll be talking about it. So, okay, Raccoon Lord of Raccoons, thank you for the 5. And Space Boxman with the $5. Vaush, I have a song from a new anime movie I'd like you to listen to for the chat. You'll really love it. It's so Disney. That might be copyright, you know. I don't know if I'll be able to listen to that. Oh, yeah, Vermin. Grilling cheese is delicious. You know, I haven't had that since I worked at Pickles. My very first job. I started when I was 16. I wonder if I look up Pickles... Will I be able to find it? Are there any photos of it? Huh. There is. There's an old Facebook thing for it. Oh, I'm gonna cry. Their last Facebook post was on August 9th, 2013. This was our very last day at our Beverly Drive location. As this was our first home, we'd like to thank all the people for 2 years who liked us, tried us, became regulars, and eventually became our Beverly Drive family. They moved to another location? Probably not around anymore. I think it was Armenian food. They had good shit, man. Opening up a family restaurant's difficult. Very difficult. But they had that grilling cheese. They also had really good spiral cut French fries. You guys ever had these? Just put a potato on the skewer, and there's like a machine they run it through. It has so much surface area. You deep fry it. It takes like 2 seconds to deep fry. And it holds onto flake salt really, really good. These are super good. And there's like 1,000 ways you can eat them too. Yeah, they're really, really good. I wonder if they had any photos of their grilling cheese. That was the sandwich I always got there. Oh, they've got a lot of photos. Yes! Wait, is this it? No, this is a tuna fish sandwich. Sorry. Let me see. Let me see. Also tuna. Oh, oh, my friends, tell me you took a photo of your cheese sandwich. Chicken salad. Oh, I don't think they did. Well, that's fine. I can just Google it. Grilling cheese. No, not grilled cheese. How would I call this? What's the name for it? Because if I say grilling cheese, it'll just show me a grilled cheese. The cheese that I'm talking about is a slab halloumi. Thank you. Wait, I haven't had one of these in so long. Very good. Yeah, here it is. It's cheese that culinarily is used basically like meat. It's a very it's like a fatless non-melting cheese that you can just grill. It cannot melt. It doesn't melt. Like look at this. Oh. Yeah, it squeaks a little bit. The texture is described as squeaky. It squeaks against your teeth when you bite it a little bit. Queso frito? Oh, yeah, queso frito. I've had these. Ooh. God damn. Nicaraguan? Yeah, yeah, like a fried cheese. Okay, okay. I've got Donos to read. A good number of them because we've been having fun streaming lately. Quiet 185, thank you for the $10. Here's to working in the food industry. I remember having a very cute chef who was like 10 years too old for me, but I still had a crush on her. Dr. Roboctor and KC, thank you for the $5 both. All right, KC. Okay, Dr. Roboctor, I will check the DM after stream. Thank you very much. Red Cascadian, thank you for the tier 2 sub. Really appreciate that. Still live for the $2. Vontuk, Skrunkle Chubbs, and Michael Ratigan, thank you for the $5 all. Really, really appreciate that. Eventually, Grunkle Chubbs. Any idea when you're going to do another charity stream? Yeah, I'm going to do one soon. For me. Whew. Fair thanks for the tier 1 sub. Really appreciate that. Bookworm AF, thank you for the tier 2 sub. Cat Boys Rise Up, apparently. Red Cascadian with the tier 2 sub. Thank you kindly. Am I red to you? No, the text is white on my monitor. Altfax and Sake Tanuki, thank you for the 2 gifted tier 1 subs, respectively. Public/private institutions serve a societal purpose by protecting privilege from the threat of public understanding and participation in a hierarchical framework. Yes. I like your funny words, Magic Man. And Saki says, I come to your channel for OK Buddy Vaush segments and to have 1/5 of my donos read at the end of a stream. Yeah, that's a fair exchange. That's fair. It's a fair transaction. Thank you. Appreciate that. Jake B's Canadian Trucker. Howdy. And Leaf R, thank you for the $5 all. Really appreciate that. Canadian Trucker says trucker routes also exist within their own country. Silly Vaush. Yeah, but the thing they were protesting was getting quarantined after coming back from another country. I'm sorry, Jake B's. Apparently their parents are going on Clay Clark's and Mike Flynn's Reawaken America tour. Yikes. Miss Snoozable, thank you for the 2 consecutive $5 donation. I really, really appreciate that. You should look for a manga called Air Gear. I'd give it a look, maybe. And Snap Topic, what's the difference between giving the money and subsidizing the food? Isn't the amount of money the same? Or is it just voodoo economy stuff? It depends on how you subsidize it and at what level you subsidize it. You can subsidize things in a ton of ways. You can subsidize it essentially through like tax deductibles or rebates. You can subsidize them through through like paying institutions to like give it out for free essentially, or to lower prices. There are a number of ways of handling it, but I think the goal would be essentially to find the method that most secures without any financial inconvenience subsistence food living for everyone while costing as little as possible. Pepe Sylvia, Sebash, and Wendell B. Dazzler, thank you for the tier 1 subs all. Yes, the dated style of 80s and 90s anime is iconic and underappreciated. Sometimes it's terrible. Big ol' thank you for the $5. A few weeks ago, a student of mine asked a girl if she was Jewish because her nose was big. I called him out on it. Do you agree that it was a bad thing to say? Yes, that is definitely a bad and anti-Semitic thing to say. Of course, it is possible to say that out of insensitivity or genuine ignorance or just sort of stupid, like, head-on ass thinking out loud, stuff. But the effect is anti-Semitism. So it is good to call that out. Looney OO, have you watched Arcane? No, but I want to get around to it. Thank you for the $10. Don't lick the squirrels. Good point. And the fat cat, thank you for the $3 both. Really appreciate that. Would you rather debate Michael Knowles or Tucker Carlson? Tucker's 10 times the size. 20, 100 times. I'll take that. Save point, thanks to the $2. So noted. Unlucky Charm, thank you for the 666. I was wondering earlier if having Judaism versus Protestantism at the butt of a joke parallels white versus black racism in terms of both being bad, worse outcomes on one. Yeah, just the difference is that the jokes that I was making about Protestantism is that Protestantism is dumb and bad. And the joke that I made about Judaism was that the kippas were tinfoil hats that protected them from God. And the earlier jokes about the Protestants were like coded and kind of condemnatory, whereas the thing about the Jews was just silly. So I think it's fine. J-Man G with the very kind $49.99, $50. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you. Blizzard doesn't make Arcane verb enhance. Vaush, man, just wanted to let you know my pops, who is a Trump voter, is interviewing at Equal Exchange, a worker cooperative, as a retiree. That you would have thought you would appreciate the irony. Apologies in advance for being off topic. You never need to apologize when your off-topic message is attached to $50, my friend. Sorry, my nose itches like crazy. There we go. Itchy, itchy, itchy. Yes, there are many a conservative who will attack labor rights, but thoroughly enjoy them themselves. Thank you, I really appreciate it. M68 Ken and Inquisitus Prime, thank you for the $5 both. I really appreciate that. Monocled Trex, IMO, and Poop Shipansky, thank you for the tier 1 subs all. Congrats on 389K, 400K is right behind the corner. Let's go. And you made a leftist degenerate virulent union activist. Thanks, King. Oh, my pleasure. Wait, I hit, wait, hold on. I hit 389? When did I hit 3? Wait, 3? What? I hit 389. When did that happen? $389, 141? Did I actually get a decent number of subs in one day? Have we been on our grind set at long last? Are we pulling ourselves out of the sub slump? Wait, we totally are. Wait, 2K in the past 28 days? That's stalled for way longer. Hold on. Wait, analytics. Data temporarily unavailable for January 16th to 28th. That's 12 days. Oh, well, the past 2 days at least. 250 subs each day. That's nice. My sub counter for the past month is a little bit skewed because I lost a lot of subs during the Luna Oi non-compete thing where I viciously exposed them as Nazis who thought the Nazis had a point. But I'm okay without those subs. Those were dead subs. People always say that I infight just to get attention, but I lose views and subs every time I do lefty infighting. Not that that was lefty infighting, because they like the Nazis, of course. Lord Vader, thank you for the very kind $20. POV, you're debating Ben Shapiro on stage and destroy him, but suddenly with no time to react, you shit your pants like a fire hose. How do you proceed? This is what the state of the donos are at, huh? Um, you know, I don't know if I'd be able to hold myself to this, but, and I sincerely believe this, if you're in a public situation where a lot of eyes are on you and something like that happens, you have to own it. Stand up, cross your arms, say, yeah, I did just shit myself. I didn't mean to, but it happened. I'm going to leave now. And walk off. Like, that's gotta be better than, like, just crying and running away, right? I feel like that's gotta be better, yeah? Bronx Bjorn and Andre Alexander, thank you for the $5 all. Yeah, we'll go over Bill Maher soon. Fucking Bill Maher, man. Yeah. Ingy Bingy 2K, thanks for the $2. XYZ Media and Entertainment, thank you likewise. Monocled Trex, the 4 gifted tier 1 subs. Really appreciate that. Thank you. Orson Zed and Altfax, thank you for the tier 2 subs both. Really appreciate that. So I think it's totally valid to state I believe there's no God like you do, because no one's ever given me a valid definition of what a God is. Okay, so I'm going to be like a massive fucking Reddit atheist for a second, and I'm going to use the invisible unicorn argument, okay? If you have agnosticism towards them and atheism towards them, you can have two positions. So let's say that you claim there is a type of unicorn that cannot be seen, heard, it cannot be empirically detected in any way, but it is a thing that exists outside of our ability to detect it. So then you, then you ask, well, do you believe in this? Agnostic atheism. You can believe two things. One, is it possible to believe whether such a thing exists? Well, by definition, it is incapable of being observed, right? Therefore, it cannot be known. So you can be agnostic towards the existence of this invisible unicorn, this intangible unicorn. Right? Yes. However, I think you're bullshitting me. So I also am atheistic towards it. I don't think that it exists. I can't know, but I don't think that it is. Does that make sense? Strong 2008 vibes right now? Well, it's the point, but yeah. It made atheism uncool. Hi, Lizzie. Thank you for the tier 1 sub. Much appreciated. Thane711, M68 Cannon, your boy Shamoy. Thank you for the $5 all. Really appreciate that. Vaush denies support for pedophilia, but goes on defending the Catholic Church. Pretty sussy baka. I actually wonder how much predation is there of children in the Protestant churches, right? I wonder if the only reason the Catholics get like a lot of shit for it is because there's a centralized Catholic authority, the Holy See and the bishops and because Protestantism is decentralized. So I feel like there's probably just as much or possibly more abuse in Protestantism, but because it's decentralized, there's not like a single organization to hit it on. I don't know. I guess what I'm saying is don't ever leave your kids alone with religious figures, man. They're really pent up. And also they have an inherently hierarchical perspective on the world. It's not good. Don't do it. Just, it's not good. Schadenfreude and Gage Paragon, thank you for the $5 both. Really appreciate that. Protestant churches are like spirit Halloween stores. Explored the $5. I went to Seattle for 6 months to live homeless. Cash assistance is $1.99 a month. Snap was $1.87. Ugh, barely anything. New Static Media, thank you for the tier 4 sub. Really appreciate that. Wait, these aren't V-Bucks. You can exchange Vaush subscription points in the Fortnite store. 2 yellow for you. Thanks for the tier 2 sub. Happy to have you re-upped. Denial is bored. Thank you for the tier 3 sub. Thank you kindly. Bronxbjorn, thank you for the very kind $10. I really appreciate that. And Kakin Z with the gifted tier 1 sub. That's very kind of you. Tentacle Hexcraft with the $10. Also tell everyone oral may make your whole day, but anal will make your whole week. Get it? Do your Kegels, everyone. Yes. Wait. Does Kegels Does Kegels keep your asshole tight? I thought Kegels was about pelvic control, like the ability to maintain an erection. Yes, it can? Oh, okay. Having never bottomed, this is not information that I've ever needed to pay attention to. The same function? No? I don't know the muscular layout down there, you know? Done Kegels, though, so I guess that's why my asshole is so unbreachable. Spike759, thanks to the tier 1 sub. Really appreciate that. Thank you. I have been so out of it this stream, so the fact that any of you stuck around and enjoyed it, really appreciate that. Also, I can't help but notice that the viewership has been surprisingly good. In spite of the fact that I rambled about anime for 20 minutes in the middle of a politics stream, spent some time eating, and was basically just watching live streams for a bit, we were like 7,000 to 6,000 for the height of the stream. That is a very good viewership, all things considered. I'm very happy to have you guys around. Thank you for taking the time. I think that I've been a little bit more entertaining lately, in large part because I've been having more fun lately. Yeah, and it's on a Sunday. That's true, Tempest. It's itchy. It says. Oh, hey, though. Oh, everyone give Doe the COVID hand jiggles. I don't know what that means. Just do something. COVID. It has COVID. Bender is great 34 with the 2 tier 1 subs. Found you through Crystal Kyle and friends. Haven't really listened to them since. Do good shit, Vaush. Keep it up. Oh, awesome. I'm really happy to hear that. Well, I will strive to continue to impress you. And since we're probably going to talk to Kyle tomorrow, you know, we'll see that. You got 1 million more views on Voshbit this month than you did last month? Really? 1 million? That seems excessive, dude. Hold on. Switch account, the Voshbit. We're going to hit 100K on the Voshbit soon. And 400K on the main channel. We should do like a promo thing for that, right? Or I should be talking about that, you know, I should be screaming about that. Get the train rolling. Let me see. YouTube account. Whoa! 3.3 million views in the past 28 days on the other channel. That is wild. 3.3 million. Wait, hold on. So it's more than 10 million between my two channels. Wonderful, wonderful. Yes, Vaush Rising, of course. Hold on. Last 28 days. Views. December. Huh. That slaps. Sorry, I was just making sure that I had all that information down, Pat. Past 28 days. What does it say? How many unique people? Wow! It sounded really silly there. God damn. What was posted here? The Thought Slime drama. That led to a lot of new viewers. The second channel in the past 28 days has had 563,000 unique viewers. Just over 500,000 unique people, individual people, brush against my content. That is awesome. On the second channel as well. Yes, non-fungible people, of course. I suppose it's possible some people view YouTube through multiple accounts, but I don't think that's that common if that's the case. Whereas on the main channel, the last time I checked, it was 8.8, or sorry, 880,000. Sorry. I'm very distracted. I apologize. I get good news. I get excited. I care more about the views and the subs than I do about the money. That's a lie. I like money too. Hold on. No, yeah, unique viewers for the main channel, 872,000. Wow. So I wonder, now here's the real question. Are there people who watch my, the Vaush pit, but not the main channel? Probably for the Five Nights at Freddy's video, right? And maybe Destiny viewers for the Mr. Girl debate. Worth thinking about. Many such cases. Anyway, let me finish these donos. This Juan, thank you for the $10, adding to the premium Nuggies fund. Thank you. We ran out today. Nando Pandov, thank you for the $10. Have you read Chainsaw Man? Several times. I'm quite fond of it. This goodly frame with the tier 1 sub. That beard is bussin'. Any grooming tips? No. And I've been taking poor care of it lately as well. I keep picking at it. Just a sporadic thing. Hey there, Richie Buzz. I'm happy to hear you enjoyed that. Squid, thank you for the 2 Australian. Will you cover the 2022 Aussie federal election? Maybe. Tentacle Hexcraft with the $5. Feel like I'm being assaulted by the year 2008 right now. Do you ever have a dream where you, letter, are, letter, stabbing a person trying to assault you, and they are turning into hamburger and just won't go down me either? Interesting. Actually, it is a recurring theme in my dreams where I'm unable to inflict violence on people who deserve it. That is a consistent thing that happens. You know, like, it'll be a dream where there's some action scenario, some premise, and some, you know, inarguably bad person. You know, like they want to murder me, they want to kill my family, something like that. But you punch them and punches do nothing. Or I'll have like a knife and the knife will do nothing. You know what I mean? I distinctly remember this one time where there was someone I was trying to fight, and, you know, they could really hurt me, but no weapon would prevail against them. I had a chainsaw, and it might as well have been made of foam and rubber, you know? Like, I had the chainsaw, I was grinding it into their neck, but, like, it was doing nothing. I mean, it literally might as well have been like me pressing like one of those big pool noodles against their neck. They were like a evil dude. Don't weird me. They were trying to kill me. I was just trying to use any weapon I had in my proximity, but none of them were doing anything. It's a common phenomena, but why do you think that is? I think it's probably a combination of a sense of maybe powerlessness exemplified through dream logic, and also maybe a sort of lacking in self-awareness, reflection on our mortality, and the fact that it's kind of unfortunate that it's really easy to take a life. I don't know about you guys, but the fact that you can slip on a piece of ice and just die when you fall down is pretty weird, you know? There are people who survive being shot 12 times, and then there are people who die because they, like, hit their head against a banister or something, you know? It's, a lot of variability there. Sad Bad Boy 69 with $10. Have I read Worm? No, but it keeps getting recommended to me. I definitely want to. I have been reflecting on the 4,000 or 6,000 words that I've written on that premise that I rambled about, and then Tempest made into a segment without asking me. And I hate it, of course. And I was thinking it might actually be better to write it from a different perspective, you know? Maybe the beginning bit would be more interesting if you're not in the head of the 2 superpowered individuals, but rather you're in the head of one of the soldiers. I'm kidding, Tempest. Who dies at the end, and then afterwards you jump to their perspective. I wonder if there would be some way to effectively instill in a reader the paranoia that must be inherent to being around a physically superior person. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, not physically superior, just as in, like, they're strong, but as in, like, if they swiped their hand at you, they could, like, obliterate you. You know, like you could punch them in the face and break your hand into dust, and they could punch you in the chest and leave a crater. You know, like yeah, the transhuman dread, like Outlast, like Invincible, right, like in an invincible way. Well, it is terrifying. The concept, right? I've said this so many times, and I continue to mean this. At the end of the day, political power only works because everyone is equally susceptible to bullets. At the end of the day, no matter how bad things get, no matter how tyrannical rulers are, no matter how evil men can be, everyone dies to a bullet. And for that reason, and that's a good thing, and for that reason, there's always going to be some kind of internal check on what people can do. And if you have people who break that dynamic, all of a sudden you have people to whom you have no capacity to defend yourself. If you're around a superhuman person, you have to trust that they're a good person. And trust is the only thing that you have, because there are no consequences if they aren't. You can't defend yourself against them, and it's not like you can call the police, because the police can't stop them either. It's essentially just a more immediate and personified version of the political immunity that like mobsters had in crime-ridden cities. They could inflict violence on you without fear of repercussion, and you can't do anything against them because you will die. They will send people after you no matter what. It'll be worse IRL than an invincible IMO. My opinion is that in a world that did have superhuman people, not only would a lot of the superhuman people just lose their fucking gourd and instantly think, guys, how many people think that the world would be fine if they were in charge? How many people, if you just randomly distributed powers, would immediately think, finally, now I can fix everything? And 2 hours later, the city is in a ruin with like all the superpower people trying to duke it out. I think it would get really bad really quickly. And I think that would immediately instill in most regular human people. Oh yeah, Justice League Unlimited was phenomenal, and I think of this all the time, Bender is great. You're completely correct. Yeah, True Safety Skull. It was a great scene, well done in the movie. And we just talked about that, Too Yellow for You. But I think that would instill in the average human probably a really deep distrust and contempt towards super-powered people. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? The idea that no matter what you do, maybe they're susceptible to a bullet, but are you going to be able to draw on them fast enough? By the time you even have a hand on a holster, they could have already, knocked your head off, literally. Just a deep suspicion. And I feel like you could instill that suspicion in a reader through the perspective of a soldier who's with the two superhuman individuals, even though the two superhuman individuals have done nothing wrong. I like how like people in chat are so desperate to feel like they're involved in the convo. Like they can't stop themselves. They have to be like, I know a story where superhuman people were bad. I know a story where superhuman guys, it's like that. Even if it was like that, and obviously everything is like everything else to some varying extent, what are you contributing to the conversation by just listing properties that share characteristics? Sheesh. The closest person here got with Justice League Unlimited. They had a whole arc dedicated to this. The Boys isn't even that. No. The only one who really exemplified that with The Boys was Homelander, but Homelander was a solvable problem. They didn't for auxiliary political reasons. Most of the superpowered people were essentially corporate icons who were allowed to be sociopaths because it was in line with the corporate interests that they served. But I think there's look. The point that I'm trying to get at is that I feel like it'd be interesting is if you had two superpowered people, the ones that I talked about before, and they are, and I want to be clear, good people. They're not just good people. They're actively humanitarian. They're making an explicit effort to use their powers to be one of the few people who are like just helping for the sake of helping. Buy them beans, buy them rice, buy them a can of cola, whatever, they'll try to help out in the area, right? And I feel like in spite of that, you could still instill a great degree of distrust. What am I doing? Let me finish with these donos. Vaush, Cringe, and Unsub Entertainment, thank you for the $5 both. Really appreciate that. True Bleach fans know that Rukia should have ended up with Ichigo. I am never gonna watch Bleach. I know how that goes. Started watching your videos because a lot of the smack talk I heard about your channel seems disingenuous. Haven't seen any reason to dislike your takes. Good luck, have fun. Oh, thank you. That's genuinely actually really sweet. It's always nice to know that it's possible to work through some of those preconceptions. If they complained about me being ableist, though, that one's true. So, Vaush Cringe, thank you for the $5. What happened to Stop Asian Hate? Did the movement fizzle out once people realized the race of the people primarily committing hate crimes targeted at Asians? What? Oh, I get it. It's a racist thing. I see. The media narrative was kind of made up, wasn't it? Like, I looked at the data on this, and it seems like the idea that there's like this massive swell of hate crime against Asian people from black people mostly stemmed from the fact that in a lot of cities in America, poor black people and poor Asian people live next to or in the same community, meaning that there is a sort of a proximal thing. But like the media played it up, the whole Stop Asian Hate thing. But if you're implying that like people didn't talk about black people targeting Asian people, they did. They actually talked about it more than was warranted. So whatever, I don't know, sense of persecution you hold to your chest over the media not being racist enough for you is unwarranted. There are other legitimate persecutions that you should be concerned about, like ableism against your no doubt fetid and unappealing appearance, or body shaming towards your no doubt unimpressive penis. There are other, windmills for you to tilt at. Sake, thank you for the 2 gifted tier 1 subs. I really, really appreciate that. Kyle suffers from what I call Doritis, where he's been praised for having good takes so much he'll never do any research before tripling down to bad one. Well, we'll see if we can't have this convo, huh? Jay Hattie with $10. What do you think happens to our individual consciousness when we die? No fucking idea. I'm of the opinion that it's lights out, but who knows? Janko with $5. Can you explain why this 1-minute clip of Spheres of Influence a bad take? What? It's a Fuentes video.
Interest in all of this. The American interest is we've got to negotiate a system where China and Russia can pursue their legitimate sphere of influence. You know what? We have to share. We don't have the power to control the whole world anymore. We did, but not anymore. We just don't have it. And so now we've got to share power with China. And what's a reasonable amount of power for China? Can they take Taiwan back? Yes, they can. And same goes for Russia. Is it reasonable that they control Ukraine? Yes, it is. Let's draw some borders. Let's draw some new borders for a new century. And let's be fair about it. Let's make a negotiation happen. And let's try and live in harmony and friendship with these other nations. Now, I'm not under any illusions. There will never be world peace. We'll never perfectly get along with rivals. But we can get past this.
I like how he has to thread the line because he's an American nationalist, but he also supports Russia because Russia's like far right. It's bad because it's incredibly stupid for a few reasons. But we're working off a $5 dono here, and I want to go to bed. Play Final Fantasy for 3 hours before bed. So I'll just say that it's bad to invade Ukraine and Taiwan. Thank you. Well, the universe, thanks the $5. Do you agree with this position? No, stop linking me videos and asking me what?
More fulfilling than getting one consistent tailored experience for 80 hours. They both take the same amount of time. You're going to lose that time anyway. You might as well spend it somewhere cohesive. But when someone argues for this, when they say that games in general are too long, to me it very rarely feels as though they're saying that the game is too long. It feels like they're saying, I don't have time for this. Cool, that's a you problem. Why should your schedule dictate the work of dozens of creatives, potentially, of what they're trying to do? Why?
I think sometimes it's... I think that there can be games that are good that are short and games that are good that are long, but sometimes I feel like games are too short or too long. If a game is like massively long because of padding or because there are internal like systems that incentivize people to stick around even if... Yeah, no, yeah. Listen, I like it when games are like decently long because I have the free time to play them, but at the same time, I would much rather play a really well-crafted 6-hour game than I would play, like, a really padded-out 18-hour version of the same game, you know? Fully Cooley was 6 episodes, playing Undertale, neutral, then pacifist ending, then genocide route, all together is, like, probably 5 hours, you know? Like, yeah, it's just a lot of routes you can go. Melanchka? Baby!
Like important thing, right?
Woohoo!
Like people who buy diapers generally like need the diapers for their kids. And it's not usually a important thing, right?
I'm glad at least one cat liked it. That is amazing.
Vaush bad, Vaush bad, Vaush bad.
Sake, with a very kind 5 gifted tier 2 subs. I really, really appreciate that. As a fellow supporter of trans rights, I suggest using this when you need a mukbang break.
When you quit working at SpaceX or Tesla, you have 2 options.
You know what? Fuck it, sure. Too bad I didn't see this before my last mukbang. You know what? There, watch later. Since when did I get a debunking Ben Shapiro thing? I guess we've talked about it enough to warrant it. At Vaush, I think the Stop Asian Hate Dono was pointing out that the media stopped covering it when they realized mostly white people commit Asian hate crimes instead of black on Asian that they tried to push. You know, the language of their dono was pretty vague. But if they weren't being racist and I misinterpreted, then I apologize. Aspir98, thank you for the $5. I found a 9-minute video I'd like you to go over on stream. Nope! No promises. Maybe I'll peek off stream. Miss Begatia, thank you for the $5. My cute baby likes your stream. Oh my god! These are the links that I want.
Weirdo? Well, now she's lifting her foot. Chat, how are you doing? I can barely see chat from over here. Yeah. It's small, but, well, I can contribute to your ability to charge the feather ball. Maybe I should just do a whole segment like this. Do you think I could? I probably could, couldn't I? I got stuff to talk about. Anyway, I want to talk to you about something, okay? I'm kind of limited in my ability to use the computer from where I'm sitting. But let's talk about Snap.
Yes!
You know what Snap is?
Yes!
So
Kill!
Well, I do. I don't know what the acronym stands for. I know nutrition somewhere. Staring at it. You're like a fucking voyeur.
I like how Pigeon was the only cat not jumping at the fucking feather toy. Jesus. Somnio Static, $5. Been watching a series on Asian history and how it was started after the Civil War by Chance to be racist. Huh? Did Caucasians rule the ancient great civilizations? 26 minutes. Okay, I'll take a look at this. I'll give a look. Maria H, the $5. Well, I agree with your takes on homeschooling. I was a mixed-race kid diagnosed in autism in Alabama, so I think there are sadly exceptions. There are. It's definitely an unfortunate character to the broader movement, though. Sparkle Fairy and Kimone, thank you for the tier 1 subs both. Really appreciate that. Shocked to Life 561, thank you for the $10. Recently saw a pic of a Maine Coon, now I want one. What do you think of those cats? Maine Coon cats are huge. Big furry babies. Poof. Basically ideal. Still live at the $5. Do you immediately turn on Final Fantasy XIV right after streaming? How mad are you? How mad are you that I'm self-employed and can do literally whatever I want? How mad? Alejandro Barrera, thank you for the $10. I enjoy you and Kyle, though I agree with Kyle on the Russia. Stuff, you are great too. You are like Magneto and Kyle is charts like Xavier on your guys' ideals, which is dope. Thank you. I love you too. Dude, the hoes love video game OSTs. What's the issue? Courage the Cowardly Dog slaps. Mr. Kolb and Ashy Girl, thank you for the $5 both. Games can be a good medium for delivering any message, Ashy Girl, and I hope that your project comes along well. Mr. Kolb, good luck now that you're on the primary ballot running for House of Delegates in West Virginia as a socialist. Good luck. I wish you all the luck in the world. If nothing else, I hope you learn from it. Asban, thank you for the $10. My question for Kyle is, if Russia eats up all the buffer states, then what does NATO and Russia do for the new buffer? Goes right back to the tensions of no buffer. Yeah, kind of kicking the can down the road. Loveluck, thank you for the $5. Yeah. Penguin Balls with the incredibly kind $20. Been watching you for about a year and a half. Always lean more left, but terrible at wording my ideas. Thank you for helping me better articulate myself towards my right-leaning family members and coworkers. Oh, the pleasure is mine. Thank you. I really appreciate that. So noted, Kanya. I'm really happy to hear that. Mikhail Andrej Molnar with the €10. How can you say they're not scared of NATO? NATO is extremely powerful. Russia doesn't have a chance. All they have is leverage or nuclear weapons. They can't conquer Eastern Europe. Not if NATO's there. You're conflating a couple of things here, but they can be afraid of NATO in that NATO represents diminishing influence on their part. But NATO is never going to invade Russia because Russia has nukes. You say all Russia has as leverage is nuclear weapons, but that's like the main thing. It's like all they have is like several thousand nuclear weapons. Well, actually, that's of great concern to NATO. That makes a big difference in terms of how they handle. Yeah, nukes are the most leverage. There's no chance of NATO invading. Not unless Russia Russia threatens nuclear wars. Like some insane shit would have to happen. Isn't NATO just a defensive alliance? They've been known to do some non-defensive things, but yes, that's their principal objective. Flaming Tricycle with $10. Russia made a treaty in 1994 to guarantee Ukrainian sovereignty and territory. Yeah, I bet Ukraine's not happy they gave up those nukes. Geralta Boring Trivia with the $5. Finally found out what Bussy is short for. The state anthem of Belarus is My Belarusi. That slaps. Inca Blue with the $2. I think you'll really like the character design of the new LoL champ. I don't care if League cringe. Nah, Riot's always done really good artwork. Their artists are always really good. Yes. I agree. This is some Bismarck shit. Left is base skin. So wait, this is the base skin? Okay. I thought this was. This is the base skin? Jesus Christ. Okay, can I just say that in terms of like aesthetic, there are very few things that are better than large woman with big tits wearing a shirt that's unbuttoned a few and then a tailored vest. That is one of the highest tier. That is just such an exceptionally high tier aesthetic. It's almost incomparable, really. Needs more abs though. I feel like she probably has abs. That's a feeling that I have. In my heart, you know. You just hear Pigeon screaming. She's so spoiled. All right, guys. I love you very, very much. Oh, you know what? Pigeon. Oh, Corvus Rex, the 2,000 rubles. Russian American here. This debate with Kyle was very interesting, although some takes did seem weak on both sides for lack of historical knowledge. Anyway, here's some rubles so people can now scream that you shill for both CIA and our FSB. Much love from Moscow. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hold on. I hear her screaming. Stop. Who was bullying Pigeon? Yeah, you're licking because you have the taste of pigeon in your mouth. Just do whatever with them. All right. I love you guys very, very much. You're beautiful people. If I missed any donos, it's because I'm a fallible human like Christ was. To say that Christ was not fully man is, of course, heresy. Respect the teachings of Christ. And respect this baby. Oh, also, if you're watching, let me see. This is just as an experiment. I'm going to be shameless for a second. If you're watching right now and you're not subscribed to the Vaush Pit, you should do that. And I just want to see the number go up. Can we do that? I think we could do that. I feel like there would be a change. You know? You got to do it. Do it to make number go up. Number go up is the greatest life pleasure for an autistic guy. Though I guess anyone who's stuck around in the stream for this long is probably the type of person who would watch me on both channels. Just the Vaush Pit on YouTube. Look, Artemy wants you to do it. Pigeon does too. Look. Oh, he's gonna see Kyle. Oh no. You gotta stop him. Ooh. You are so floppy. You are so floppy. We sacrificed him for the golden age. Look. Yeah? Yeah, what are you gonna do about it? Be cute? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, it's you being fucking adorable. What a nightmare. Monch. Look, he licks my hand after. Yeah, you love me. Yeah. I taught him that he can do basically whatever he wants to my arm. Because I don't really care. I'm 10 times his size. Who am I to dictate how violent he can be with me? Yeah? Why? He's staring at Pigeon. He wants to eat Pigeon. Yeah, you want an easier target, huh? You want somebody who's half your size? Except to the Vaush Pit. It's real? The Lil Nas X posting the real QR? That's based. Goddamn right. Fuck Adobe. NPC Porky the $5. They ever address this garbage video? From DC perspective. What is this?
Of leftist Twitch streamers and private.
So you're literally incomplete. So actually, right now, if I wanted to, I could flip a coin, and if it lands heads or tails, I'm correct about this issue, and you have no way to refute what I just said.
Empirically, no. But I could argue that that's dumb.
Wow. Well, doesn't matter. I mean, if you just acknowledge all you do is just scream at people to make you feel good.
Wait, yeah, wait.
Fine.
Wait, no, I don't. It really does. I can't believe being in Destiny's community really gave me an inflated opinion of Rem. He actually doesn't understand the concept of moral anti-realism. He actually doesn't understand it. So you couldn't objectively. So in your system, you couldn't objectively prove that the Holocaust is bad. Well, you can't objectively prove anything is bad under my system. So you could still argue that it's bad based on subjective, presuppositions that I can establish and defend based on shared values. Yeah. I don't know what this video is. This is probably like a conservative video, I'm guessing. I don't know. Sake with 2 gifted tier 1 subs. I hope I don't become a fetish. Huh? Ah, yes, your prominence. Your prominence grows, Sake. I saw your donation popped up during the meme that people screen capped, where I had my gun out. Where was the live Vaush reaction cut? Hold on. This is good. That's a good meme. JYGA, thank you for the 10 Australian. The problem with high inflation is that's usually also a bad sign to have deflation. Oh yeah, deflation's super bad. Yeah, discourages investment. Yes. All right. I love you guys very, very much. You're all beautiful people. I will stream tomorrow. Depending on how things go, we might have a very interesting debate. Oh, let me see. Okay, it won't be tomorrow, but it looks like Dr. E. Michael Jones, who I believe, I don't know if he's a Nazi, but I think he's definitely in the periphery. But he's one of the old ones, like from the 80s or whatever. That's fresh, you know? Wants to have a debate on porn. And honest to God, debating a Nazi on porn sounds like the most fun thing I could do with my channel, so. Grimopsy and Kack and Z Worst Chatter, thanks to the tier 1 subs both. Really appreciate that. Resubbing, dislike your gun takes, but a big fan nonetheless. Keep it up, man. Thank you. The Rower and I See Dead Llamas, thank you for the $10 both. Really appreciate that. According to a new report on CDC death reports, nearly 200,000 deaths are completely unaccounted for and whether or not they died of COVID. Yeah, that was the excess mortality stat that we looked at. How at the time of that study, for the time period looked at, 750,000 people have died of COVID, but 1 million excess deaths were recorded for the period. It's in all likelihood, COVID deaths are significantly underreported. Yeah, the Rower. Fuck anyone who peddles anti-vax bullshit like this. Vinny Holiday and the Palminator, thank you for the $5 both. Really appreciate that. Klopiklupa, thank you for the €5. Really appreciate that. Yeah, so I've heard. Jammy and Piotr Online, thank you for the $5 both. Really appreciate that. You should really check out SCP Apotheosis. Maybe I will. Thank you kindly. Gets and Chiggles, thank you for the $5. Here's an extra 5 to apologize for linking. I appreciate that. And I'll check your link shortly. Nandroid and Andy Drew, thank you for the $5 both. Really, really appreciate that. Are you getting drunk on stream for New Year's again? Don't tempt me. The Sarcastic Banana, thank you for the $5. I am the baby that said, fuck you, mom, no shots. Yeah, I can't believe he wasn't willing to bite on the baby. On the baby thing. LJ and the Anonymous Ginger, thank you for the $5 both. Really appreciate that. Anti-vaxxers have literally created their own Coconut Island conundrum they just can't reconcile with. Yeah. Literally, as soon as he thought 0.002 and 0.2% were two different things, I knew this convo could only get worse. Yeah, oh my God. When he was like, I was like, yeah, it's like 2-3%. He was like, okay, well, look at it here. It's 0.0026. I can't. Oh my God. Holy Christ. Also, he thought there were 170 million people in the US. How did he math that out? Benjamin King, thanks to £2. Shape and Shit, thanks to $3. Yes, I like Night in the Woods quite a bit. Salt and Sea, thank you for the very kind $25. I really, really appreciate that. I work with VAERS. Anything reported even accidentally is documented in the hopes of identifying emergent adverse effects. It's not a study, TY for stream. Yeah, I never got to go over it with him, but the point with the VAERS thing isn't that VAERS is useless or unreliable. The point is that VAERS isn't reliable data. It's reliable for certain things. Basically, anyone can report anything through VAERS. You can get basically just a shotgun spread of information. So what researchers will do is look to see if there is a distinct trend of something recognizable, you know? So for example, people will go on VAERS and report adverse effects if people die of like a cardiac arrest after getting the vaccine, even if the vaccine has nothing to do with it. Because of course there's no vetting essentially. Like you can just put anything up there, right? What researchers will do is they'll look to see like, is there a statistically significant increase in the number of people who are saying they got some particular problem? Like say, for example, coldness in the extremities or like dizziness. If they got a significant disproportional number of people reporting a specific condition, and then they can look into that with real medical research, you know? The funny thing is that VAERS is actually much less reliable with COVID right now because of people like that guy we just talked to. Because by stirring up and fear-mongering over the vaccine, what you're doing is you're priming people to make false VAERS reports where they'll attribute anything that happens to them to the vaccine because they're being psychologically primed to feel like the vaccine is more destructive than it actually is. The irony here is that VAERS is actually less reliable because of people like him. But, you know. Cole Cynic and Lava Monster, thank you for the tier 1 subs both. I really, really appreciate that. I see Dead Llamas, thank you for the $5. Thank you kindly. Tell this mofo to go to the hospitals in Minnesota and say there aren't anti-vaxxers in there. The staff put a full-page ad pleading for the public to get vaccinated. Yep. He doesn't care about people's health, you know. OXEA61E, thank you for the $5. Yeah, Ghislaine Maxwell, get fucked. Sake Tanuki, thank you for the very kind $10. All your arguments with conservatives are so boring now. They keep repeating the same nonsense. You keep looking 100+ steps ahead. Debate lefties, please. Sorry, Sake. This is just the tragedy, you know, of being on the left. If we were conservatives arguing with lefties, all of our arguments would have to be, you know, uphill battles. We'd have to engage in incredibly creative twists and turns of logic in order to justify our positions. But as a leftist, tragically, we are being backed up by the very unfair, you know, tag team of facts and logic. John Christopher and Space 99 Yak, thank you for the $5 both. Really appreciate that. Yes, fentanyl is killing a fuck ton of young people right now. I should talk about that on stream. Oh my god, I'm so sorry with the $5. Vaush, I'm so sorry, but asking out of all the trains in the railway / Thomas the Tank Engine series, which one is the most fuckable? I have never seen any Thomas the Tank Engine content. I'm really, really sorry. I couldn't tell you. I can't help you. Masso 4X, thank you for the tier 3 sub. I really appreciate that. Love the content, hoping this will buy me immunity from the CIA. Yeah, it will. Tier 3 subs enough. You'll be fine. Sadashan, thank you for the very kind $2. Demon Mama is doing an Impmas stream, better than Christmas. If you don't have any other hosting plan, can we host her? Sure, yeah. Okay, hold on. Let me cut through the linkers real quick, because I gotta go. Kolodic, thanks the gifted tier 1 sub. Check out what category this got recommended under. Gaming. Well, of course it got recommended under gaming. It says gaming YouTuber right here. My fucking Wikipedia page. Sake with a very kind $10. Glad I'm not the only sufferer of this condition. Stay healthy, guys. Stay healthy. Stay toasty. Gets and Shiggles, thanks to $5. Made a video analyzing the depiction of eating disorders in a game. If you check that out sometimes, that'd be great. Well, I certainly can't take a look at a 14-minute video on stream.
All right, guys, so I'm back with an...
Oh, production value right off the bat. And Lost in Vivo? Oh, wait, hold on. This might be cool. All right, I actually will add this to my watch list instead of ignoring it like I do with 99% of the videos you guys ask me to watch. Here, I'll link it to you guys. There you go. Let me catch up on Donos, and then I will be out of here. Vincent Camarada, thank you for the $10. If you could be 1/20th level D&D class and race combo in real life, what would it be? And why is it an illusion wizard? Nah, I'd want to be like well, you didn't give a race, you just gave a class. I'd want to be a monk, because they can live forever. I don't care about the race. Waluigi Bound and Natsuko Kotori, thank you for the tier 1 subs both. I really appreciate that. Congratulations, Natsuko. That's awesome. Nox, thank you for the two $5 donations. Really appreciate that. Hylian Dragoon 0, thank you kindly. Dave Dublanc, thank you for the 5 Canadian. I'm really sorry to hear that you have been suffering from a lot of self-doubt. That is very unfortunate. It happens to all of us. I don't know if I can help you get past that, but I hope you do. Nipply Nips, thank you for the tier 2 sub. Really appreciate that. Any thoughts on a chat on climate doomerism and new technologies? Also, can we meet your lizards soon? I've had my lizards on stream before. I absolutely have. I don't know if technological innovation will be sufficient to save us from the worst of climate change. Okay, did that one. I did that one. Iridian Knight, thank you for the 5, possibly. Sake Tanuki, thank you for the 2 gifted tier 1 subs. What's the difference between a horse dick and a donkey dick? A donkey dick gets more ass. Also longer in comparison to body length. Thank you for your contribution to the discourse, Sake Tanuki. A good pun, and fair. Miles Hill, thank you for the 5. What are your thoughts on Nestor Machno? I presently have no thoughts on them, I'm afraid. Can you show them Florence? Only if Florence is out. Hold on. No, they're sleeping. I'm sorry. They're nocturnal, you know? Mr. Deemster, thank you for the tier 2 sub. I really appreciate that. And now all the donos remaining are linkers, and not by coincidence, half of them are from Sake Tanuki. The first of which is 2 gifted tier 1 subs. Vaush spreading misinformation about him not playing League. Hashtag myjungler. Fuck is this? Sake, are you really playing? You're even playing Scion. Christ, that's my thing. I see. Horse abuser. I would never play jungle. Jungler is a cuck role. What, you come in and help other people? No. I go top and I sit there, unmoving. You would be a League player. Perhaps, Furman. TS Millennial Girl, thank you for the gifted tier 1 sub. Here's a movie, or here's a video you could maybe take a look at. Mass psychosis, how a whole population became mentally ill. Oh god, 22 minutes. Made in collaboration with Academy of... Oh, what is this?
This adaptive means, such as facing up to many forms.
Oh, that's right. I've seen this. I think I've seen this video. Or I've seen people mention it at least. Maybe we could give it a look sometime. Wonder if it's copyright ID'd. It shouldn't be an issue either way. Oh, it's already in my debunk later. Huh, must have been in there for a while. I need to clear out those files. Stake, thank you for the $10. Vaush-san crossover win. The fuck is this?
The information, Anthony Huber. We, the jury, find the defendant, Kyle H. Rittenhouse, not guilty. As to the 5th count of the information, Gage Grosskreutz, we, the jury, find the defendant, Kyle H. Rittenhouse, not guilty.
Oh my god, he's praying. Stupid. Converting to Islam could be the next big thing Rittenhouse does to really shake up the discourse, you know? Lumberjack N, thank you for the $5. Short Cat Link, also hi Sparkle Fairy. I think this is from yesterday. Cat politely declines being removed from the blankie pile.
Hello. What you doing? What are you doing in there? Good boy. Sorry.
That was so polite. Ooh.
Hello. What you doing? What are you doing in there? Good boy. Sorry.
Meow. Spectacular.
By the way, with both sides of the rack are connected by the backbone. It's called a hotel rack, and it's tough to deal with unless you got a bandsaw handy. By the way,
Fuck around and find out. Here, one more. Beans. Retreat. Shield the beans. Good baby. Oh no, no more, no more. We'll get lost here forever. Thin Phoenix, thank you for the tier 2 sub. I've played Inscription, Jerix. Hey Vaush, I uploaded the Hippy Dippy. You should take a look at it if you get a chance in your free time. I think I did pretty good. Hippy Dippy recruitment on Biden infrastructure. What are the logistics here? Is this Hippy Dippy? Where's Dylan? Is it a different Hippy Dippy? Hippy Dippy Sunday panel. Oh, I see. When was this from? Different host, I think. Okay. Well, either way, possibly. CTV is doing Sunday Hippy Dippies now, apparently. Really? That's interesting. Dylan and CTV sure do get along. Did you see Destiny randomly mentioned you in his cage match in Hippy Dippy? Is it really random? Wouldn't something random not be easily predictable? Sake Tanuki, thank you for the very kind $10. I really appreciate that. Waka Waka Waka. What?
Are you for or against spatchcocking when you do a chicken on the grill?
Spatchcocking. You're gonna have to help me. Give me a brief description.
It's basically you butter thick throughout cooking.
Yes, you have to cut it down. Also, the best cut of chicken, okay, is about a half an inch. Okay, you cut it in half. You smash the chicken a half an inch deep. That's the perfect chicken cut right there.
A half inch deep?
Like the thickness is about a half an inch. Once you've flattened or butterflied the chicken breast, right?
Oh, you're talking about chicken breast.
Oh, are you talking about thighs?
I'm talking about cock.
Oh, it's been a pleasure speaking with you. Thank you for taking the time. Stupid fucking. You're all stupid. I'm just going to read donos and then dip. Not because I don't love you guys, but because there's something that I love more than you guys, and it's getting food, which I like doing off stream. And if you guys are mad about that, then what you... Oh, hold on. Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, yes. It's been 2 hours. It's been nearly 3. Shut up. Also, I haven't taken a break from streaming in a while, okay? What would you guys rather, you have 2 3-hour streams, or you do 1 4-hour stream and not another, okay? You guys suck. We run through these donos, of which you all blessedly provided very few, so thank you for saving me the time. Showtime666, Jason and Seas of Cheese, thank you for the $5 all. I really, really appreciate that. Oh, thank you, Showtime. I need to go out with Hake again. I honestly think that Hake is, like, below speaking to be totally honest with you. Sake with the $10. Pete Bourgeoisie is unironically vegan Obama in the speech department, a pale imitation with no substance. I won't deny that. I can't argue with that. KFro9K and Stark Contrast, thank you for the very kind $10. Really appreciate that. Saw a live of a TPUSA session of a lady lying that she used to be liberal and hand out condoms to elementary kids and teach sex positions with stuffed animals. Nice. Do you think she, like, gets off to that thought, the lie that she's telling? And K49K, I'm glad you enjoyed Metallica's 40th anniversary concert, you know. There are some Metallica songs that I quite like, though I'm not a particular fan of the band itself. I See Dead Llamas, James Garrison, and Matthew H25. Thank you for the $5 all. I really, really appreciate that. Well, Matthew H25, China only cracks down on their corporations getting so big because they don't want it to threaten state hegemony. It's not really about worker power. It's just about not threatening the state. So the reasons why aren't that great. Did you ever see the TikToker who is adamant that Rome never existed? The entire Roman Empire fabricated by white people, as she says? Dude, I fucking love Hoteps. They're so fucking funny, man. D-Spell and Snuffenson, thank you for the tier 1 subs both. Really appreciate that. Vaush Body Pillow win. I would also take a Vaush figurine in a jar for safekeeping, of course. I'll talk with my merch department. Thank you. How does Charlie Kirk get away with lying straight up in every single sentence almost? Get your audience used to it. Just sort of prep them for it, really, I think. Spooky Electric with a very kind $10. My wife was asked to join a diversity committee at her hospital because I'm trans and she's gay. Any idea how to make hospitals more welcoming for queer people? Well, the real issue that queer people have at hospitals, I think, is that practitioners are often kind of old and stodgy, and they're not very well educated on issues pertaining to, you know, gay or trans stuff. So I've never really had any issues with this because it's mostly like trans stuff, I think, where this comes up. But I will say that I remember, and this was mostly funny. This isn't a negative memory, you know. But I don't really have a general practitioner at the moment. But I did a while ago, back when I was 18, and we were doing the standard checkup. You know, he's got the clipboard out. You know, are you having sexual relations with people? Sure, yeah. You know, is it with men or women? Both. And he looks at me, the guy, and he's like this 50-year-old dude, kind of handsome. You know, kind of like a DreamWorks face deal with him. He looks at me and he's like, I don't know how to put this, but and I figured I knew what he was saying, so I was saying I'm topping, not bottoming. And he was like, oh, thank you for getting it, you know. And you know, people are so politically correct, I don't even know how to ask that these days, or something like that, you know. So I saved him a bit of trouble there, I think. It is medically relevant, I think, you know, for some things. So whether you're getting your asshole pounded with meaty cock. But yeah, you know. Supermarket Zombies and Zog Herdium, thank you for the $5 both. Really appreciate that. The German party Die Linke took the tanky path and voted against any recognition of Taiwan. Damn, maybe I'm right to dislike them. Do you become uncucked if you yourself remove the penis or found vegetable from your significant other? Asking for a friend. I have no fucking idea what you mean, but do what makes you happy. Seas of Cheese, thanks to the 5. Yes, serious adverse effect has a very specific meaning in the pharma industry, 100%. Needless Noise and Horrors Me, thank you for the tier 1 subs both. Really, really appreciate that. Have you heard the theory that they're just weekend at Berniesing the Queen until February 7th so she doesn't end up having a 69-year reign? That's a funny one. Well, I guess we'll see if she, you know, falls apart the day after, right? Kakao Win, thank you for the $5. I can talk about Kashama Sawant sometime on stream. Bad to the Bow, thank you for the very kind $15. Hey, Vaush, can't stick around for the stream, flying home for the holidays. Happy holidays and Merry Christmas for triggered conservatives. There you go. Merry Christmas to all. Thank you, and have a good time with the family. Still alive, thanks to the 2. I have seen Monty Python and the Holy Grail, though only once, and honestly, the humor's not that much for me. Hassan the Hypocrite with the 50 Swedish kronar. Vaush thinking Rittenhouse should submit to the mob, but Ahmaud Arbery should not. Wonder why? Racist dummy. It's true. It is because I hate white people. That's the only difference between Kyle Rittenhouse's situation and Ahmaud Arbery. It was the race, and I hate white people, so that is why my opinions on those two subjects are different. Thank you. Let me see. Needless Noise, thank you for the $5. More fleshed out theory on the Queen. No, I've heard this, yeah, that the Queen is dead and they're keeping her, you know, on ice until the Queen has entered a new phase. We may not see her until February. We'll see. Godspeed, you know. Maybe she's getting her body mechanized, like brain in a jar type stuff. Darth Nihilus, thank you for the $5. You have linked me. Wonderful old Penn Station around and before 1950 in color. I don't know if this is copyrighted. I don't really want to risk it, but AI didn't really help with that bit over there, did they? Yes, AI does have a way to go. It's still quite wacky, isn't it? Wait, somebody said it was their birthday. Oh, happy birthday, Dr. Strange. There you go. I wasn't scrolling through chat. And Sake with a very kind $10. Sag. Another Jazz Dog meme. There are two genders. I feel like all these are bangers, and I want to retweet them, but I don't want my feed to just be Jazz Dog memes because I barely tweet like on my own. So it's, you know, I need to maintain a a kind of publishing integrity. I think the donations have been incredibly kind today. Let me see if I can't do a speed run. See if I can't do a speed run, like at least with some of these. I think maybe a little bit. We'll take it to 5 minutes. 10. Vermin, we can head after 10? 10? Okay. Liz Square, thanks to 5 gifted tier 1 subs. Thank you so much for the kindness. Yes, the taxes reaped from the kingdom. The Emma Conjecture, Full Metal Socialist, Leftist Owl, hello. And Gorlex, thank you for the $5 all. I really appreciate that. As someone who's recently got some exposure due to the Han stuff, any suggestions for dealing with waves of criticism? Ignore it. Don't trick yourself into believing that listening to the criticism of people who dislike you is like part of self-improvement. It's not. Saying anything bad about the Thailand crown, even over the internet, can get you to 3 to 5 years for every insult if you visit. Yep, I've heard that actually. Not going over there, I don't think. I've not Emma Conjecture, but I can look into it. Bad to the Bow, thank you so much for the incredibly kind $50. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you. Ian, your mission, deceive the left into reaffirming right positions for the good of the state. Code word sussy jussy. Ha! No wonder we're on point today. We've been activating my fed almond juice. Thank you. I appreciate that. Jammy, thank you for the very kind 2 gifted tier 1 subs. Maybe that wouldn't be a bad idea. Evil Grin, thank you for the tier 2 sub. Glad to hear you're enjoying Rules for Radicals. Literally Judas, thank you for the incredibly kind $10. Really appreciate that. WoWee trend started when I was on D Live for a month. Whatever people get into. HTC Sergey Mail, thank you for the 200 rubles. As a Russian, my opinion on the economic sanctions, they mainly affect the working class. The desperate Putin and his oligarchy don't give a shit. They never do, so objectively nothing will change. Well, if the peasantry are discontent, it might lead to lower satisfaction. I don't know. I'd have to think about it. The Sarcastic Banana, Mindforged, and Jog Herdium. Thank you for the tier 1 subs all. I really, really appreciate those. Thank you. Axel MB, thank you for the very kind 5 gifted tier 1 subs. Thank you. Yes, purging the whites from chat. Very good. Thank you. Axel Splode, thank you for the $10. Please validate my need for attention by choosing the emote I made. You can't bribe me. They were the person who did the other kill yourself emote. You can't bribe me, motherfucker. I'm unbribable. Yandrius, thank you for the very kind $25. Begone Debt. Long-time viewer, first-time dono. It's the least I can do. TY for your content, Bubba. Thank you, Yandrius. I really appreciate that. I'm more than happy to provide the content. I'm glad you like it. Stephen Garforth and Navid Nakai, thank you for the $2 both. Yeah, Rogan had Blair White on. We'll probably take a look at that soon. Full Metal Socialist and Soviet Ball, thank you for the $5 both. I don't know anything about the totally not Mark Toei situation, Full Metal Socialist, I'm afraid. Yeah, I got you, Soviet Ball. Art from the artist. Title Mancrest, thank you for the very kind $10. Thank you, I appreciate that. Happy to help you out of the Doomer Tanky hole. Paul DSSB, thank you for the 5 gifted tier 1 subs. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate that. Why donate 25 when you can purge 5 white names? True. Extremely true. And Steely McWheely with the 5 gifted tier 1 subs. XOXOXO. No doubt a similar thought. Thank you very much. None of you owe me anything, just so you know. I know you know that, but still. No Payments and Jacob Lopez, thank you for the $5 both. True. Brian Cameras, the $10. What's your overall rating of the Prime Trilogy? 9.5 out of 10. Because I think I'm going to end up rating the last one a 9 out of 10. Maybe like an 8 out of 10. But I feel like 1 and 2 might legit be 10s. Or at least number 2 would be a 10, I think. Brooke Lair, thank you for the gifted tier 1 sub. Really appreciate that. Red Cactus, thank you for the 5. Sorry for making you look at Nigel Farage. I know. Quoteth and Still Alive, thank you for the $5 both. Yes, Starbucks workers won big the other day for unions in Buffalo. And, excuse me. Quoteth said, Vaush, I took out another student loan debt just to make sure my favorite streamer is fed. Thank you. Thank you. Everyone here should be taking out student loan debts to help donate to me. Very true, very true. CEO of Plasma Pistol Gang and K-Comrade Robin Hood, thank you for the $5 both. No promises on Halo Infinite's campaign being played on stream. And yes, Ukraine is not full of Nazis. The Azov battalion is cringe, and I do not deny that, but it's not like it's like a whole fucking Russia versus Nazi situation. Jolp Fligvik, thank you for the tier 2 sub. Really appreciate that. Congratulations. Hope your finals pass easily, and I hope that you get your Psych Sciences and minor in Sociology degrees soon. Puzosaurus, thank you for the very kind $10. Artemis, friend Artemis, Merry Christmas to you. And your friend Puzosaurus loves you. K-Comrade Robin Hood, the $5. By Russia defenders' logic, it was justified for Hitler to take Austria because they're ethnically German and were oppressed by their government. They're just fash. True. Or the Sudetenland, yeah. Like, literally, it's the same logic. I did, Bebop Synth Guy. I did hear about that. Thank you. Viovu, $5. My gay coworker gave me his number, but I'm straight. What do I do? Go play video games. Hang out. Vibrant Peacock, thank you for the $5. These are the type of people who'd stand a burning building and complain the fire alarm is repetitive and noisy. I assume that you are referring to the Dr. Fauci bit, in which case, yeah. Full Metal Socialist, thank you for the tier 4 sub. Really appreciate that. Would you consider doing a material conditions for socialism segment / step-by-step what we need to achieve before socialist revolution, like Politics 101? I kind of have an older video like that, my steps towards socialism, but yeah, I think it would be worthwhile. It's definitely something worth looking into. Gotcha, Vermin. Gotcha, Vermin. Aguni, thank you for the €2. True. Adam Puckett, thank you for the very kind $20. I am blind and can edit images as long as I know the algorithm for each pixel. Red is on the left, green in the middle, blue is on the right. That's how I can tell colors. That seems like an awful lot of work, I'm not going to lie. I'm not sure what the relevance of that is, but I believe in you. Rick Lair, thanks the tier 1 sub. I get that. Buradoof, thank you for the $5. I have not seen Log Horizon, but I plan to one day. Unknown Soldier and Pseudonym, thank you for the $5 both. Really appreciate that. Yes, tall girls are hot. That is extremely true. Daniel D, thanks the $2. TWS1 Man and Meggie LaViolet, thank you for the tier 1 subs both. Really appreciate that. Zap and NPC Porky and a Space Whale, thank you for the tier 1 subs. Oh, thank you, Zap. Happy to have you back here. You can enjoy whoever you like. Any, thanks the 2 gifted tier 1 subs. One Shook Boy, likewise. Thank you very much. Oh, we're actually running down the remaining donations. We might be able to finish these. Torgos Hand, thank you for the very kind $10. Joe Brogan is a little man and he wants you to pee on him. Ben Shapiro is also a little man and he too wants you to pee on him. It is known. JBZO2, thank you for the tier 3 sub. I really appreciate that. Vaush, here's my payment to you after fisting your dad with his consent. As long as it's all above board, I'm not offended. Inca Blue, thank you for the 210. Pighead, isn't that what David Cameron got? Ha! True! Lowercase Horse 2, thanks the £5. If this works, then it was free. Nice! Thank you for the free super chat. I hear they've been giving those out from time to time sometimes. Will G. Wilson, thank you for the very kind $15. I won LGBT Jeopardy at the GSA meeting today. Gay Straight Alliance. There was a question on who coined the term intersectionality, and I only knew the answer thanks to you. Oh! Awesome! I'm happy to hear that. You're welcome. I hope you got lots of money and are wealthy now. Some rare-based Biden. What is it, Shu? Oh, that is nice. I am deeply troubled by... No, that's Nixon, not Biden. No, that's more Bush Sr. I am deeply troubled by reports of Kellogg's plan... I think that's... No, is that Reagan? It's either Reagan or Bush Sr. Whatever. Yeah, okay. There's the message. Thank you, Biden. It's more Reagan. It's Reagan or Bush Sr. It's one of the two. Jog Herdium, thank you for the incredibly kind $25. Begone debt. Thank you. I appreciate that. I didn't mean to guilt you guys out of your damn money. And Vaush, thank you for the $25. Thank you very, very much. I really appreciate that. Strike debt, baby. Fucking getting me today, man. Apostate Alexei, thank you for the very kind $10. I don't feel guilty. I just think you're a great person. I find value in what you do, and I want to help. Thank you. Well, I appreciate that. Relevant to what I've said. Ardry, thank you for the $20. Hey, Vaush, finished the 25-page capstone for my BA in history on Thursday. Thank you for helping me through the semester by giving me something to look forward to. Oh, of course, my pleasure. Happy to keep folks entertained and engaged, and I hope that the academics have been going well. Tyra's and Duck Shoes, thank you for the $5 both. I have not seen the Curio review series on the Witcher games show and books. And I might play Warhammer 40k Space Marines too. I never played the original. Vaush CIA Handler with the $25. Thank you so much. Vaush, this is your CIA Handler. Really. Your kill trigger phase is horsecock, and I'm going insane watching you just do politics streams. I've been playing plenty of video games. We played Metroid Prime for like 10 hours, the last stream. That kill phrase is going to come up pretty damn often. Nathan Knightman, thank you for the $10. Yeah, I don't think clickbait's inherently wrong. Soystony, nice name. Thank you for the very kind tier 4 sub. I really appreciate that. Okay, but when is there going to be a hot tub stream with Lauren Southern playing League with TTS reading out Okay Buddy Vaush? I don't want to be anywhere near Lauren Southern, hot tub stream or otherwise. Nor do I want to play League. Honestly, what you're describing to me right now is not pleasant at all. But thank you for the consideration. Jen Archer 13 with the unbelievably kind $50 donation. Add this to the debt snowball. My friend will be much pleased. Thank you. I really, really appreciate that. Jesus, you guys. It's very kind of you. Okay, Comrade Robin Hood, thank you for the very kind $5. Yes, Biden is being a bitch. He should pledge to immediate nuclear annihilation of Russia if they invade Ukraine. Agreed. Brandon C, thank you for the very kind $25. I really appreciate that. Vaush-based. Head up to people in the Twin Cities area on January 10th. There will be a rent control demonstration. Be there or be square. Twin Cities area. There you go. Now you know, don't you? Be there or be square. You don't want to be square, do you? Come on, lads. Throw in your donations. Bathe in the parasocial energy of having your name read out loud by me. Yana-san and Koladict, thank you for the tier 1 subs. Maddie Moment, thank you for the tier 2 sub. I really appreciate that. Sake Tanuki with a very kind $10. Vaush didn't use shoe polish until he met June. Also, there's never any cancellation efforts on your true sub, Okay Buddy Vaush. That's not true. No, that's because you guys will say the same shit other people do to cancel me. You just won't cancel me for it. You'll be like, haha, Vaush is racist, and like celebrate it, you know? You fucking weirdos. The Nameless King, thanks the $5. Vaush, who is your favorite Soulsborne boss and why? Damn, that's kind of a tough one. Soulsborne boss and why? I really like the Demon Prince. The Demon Prince in the... I like the Demon Prince a lot. I like Slave Knight Gale a lot. I like Frida. And I'm a really, really big fan of Sword Saint Ishin. Sword Saint Ishin slaps, dude. The thing I think that really pumps up the jams for me... Oh, the owl really slaps as well. The thing that really pumps up the final boss of the true ending of Sekiro for me is the fact that he really does feel like he's just you, right? Because the final boss of all these games is some kind of like unfathomable, like heroic creature tainted by magic over a trillion eons or whatever, you know? Like the final boss in Dark Souls 1 is you know, Gwyn, and then in Dark Souls 2 it's Queen Nathandra, I think her name is. And then in Dark Souls 3, after the, you know, DLC, it's like, you have like Manus or like Gale and stuff. It's like, yeah, the god of creation or whatever. Nasandra, thank you. But Sword Saint Ishin is literally just the best samurai, you know? I really respect that. Oh shit, Zonia! Thank you so much. I'll read that in just a second after I finish putting up a picture of Sword Saint Ishin on screen. You know? Thank you. Anyway, I don't know. Something about after a game where you fight like all the crazy shit in Sekiro, and after all the previous games that I've played too, where you fight against, you know, crazy eldritch demon being monsters or whatever. The fact that the final thing you face is literally just like an old warrior pulled from hell or pulled from the afterlife to fucking shoot you in the face. He goes very hard. He goes extremely, incredibly hard. Yeah, he brings the fucking Glock. Absolutely slaps. Also, he never really uses anything that you don't have, right? All the abilities that he has are the same ones that you have, right? He does have that repeater gun, but that's not like totally out of line with the with the universe beforehand. All of his abilities are ones that you have too. His dashes and strikes are ones that you can use. He has a spear, yeah, but he never does when he does that lightning attack, doesn't lightning strike him? He uses the same ability as you. He jumps off the ground and then uses the lightning strike in his weapon to like cast it at you. Right? I'm actually asking, doesn't he like kind of in lore have only the same shit you have access to? He's just like a fucking legendary warrior, you know? All right. That's not true. Vaush gets hyper armor. I don't literally mean he's the same. He obviously has more like health than you. He uses lightning. We can't do that. We only deflect that. Wait, is that true? Hold on. Wait, I'm sorry. Wait, hold on. Doesn't lightning strike his weapon and then he attacks you? Hold on. Chat, just chill for a sec, okay?
Grandchild, this was your last wish. To see Ashina returned from the great beyond. Which means Sekiro. I must destroy you.
Imagine using the English dub. Alright, hold on. I want to see the lightning. Yeah, yes, I was right! He doesn't cast it himself. He just anticipates the lightning strike and catches it like a fucking Chad. See? Oh, that's so cool. He has everything you have. You cannot cast lightning in the game, only deflect from enemies. That's what he's doing. He's catching it. Oh, well, okay. He's catching lightning from the sky. But he's not casting it. He doesn't have magic. He's just strong. Okay, that might be magic. Hold on, that part might be magic. That might have been a slightly magical ability. But you can do that too? Well, you can do the magic. I don't think a metal sword could deflect magic IRL. There's a little magic involved here. Well, yeah, right? I mean, it's not saying it's realistic. I'm just saying it's cool, is all. Can it be cool? Can we agree? All right, I'm done. Sorry. It's just fun. Sorry. No, Dust Sekiro is the this is the craziest turf manifesto I've seen. Yeah, okay, hold on. Sorry. Let me read Donos and then we'll read the turf manifesto. Thank you. Very fun. Automate Butt Stuff, Dreamleaf, and Allison Avani, thank you for the tier 1 subs all. I really appreciate those. Nima74 and the Nameless King, thank you for the $5 both. Very, very much appreciate that. True, Nima74, yeah. Not to mention Sung Woo, the literal Ponzi scheme investment banker, uses the same philosophy to con his teammates at every turn and get to the end. Yeah, fuck Sung Woo. I'm glad he killed himself. Sake Tanuki, thanks the very kind $10. Squid Game sounds like a real-world Kaiji. I mean, yeah, literally, it was inspired by it. In Minecraft. It was a fucking TV show character. Jesus. Woozies, the very kind $15. Hey Vaush, did you hear about / cover the massive general strike in South Korea that happened this past week? No, I haven't. No, I've heard about it, but I haven't covered it because I'm a fucking idiot and I'm a bad lefty. I'm sorry. Casper Christensen, thank you for the $2. Jorg the Greg, thank you for the tier 2 sub. Really appreciate that. Chucky and Session, thank you for the tier 1 subs both. I really, really appreciate those as well. Pope J. Francis, thank you for the incredibly kind $20. Comrade Vaush, did you remember to bus in the illegal Vaushite voters to Virginia for today's election, sir? Yeah, we sent fleets of them in. Yeah, fucking me on my way with the fucking the case of fraudulent ballots. Absolutely. Running on in there. God damn it. What's that town's name? Buffalo with a socialist mayor? Help me out. I've got a bad memory. Yaoshi, Scrotus Maximus, and Robot Jesse, thank you for the tier 1 subs all. Even all the leftists on Political Compass memes seem to think Kyle acted in self-defense. There's no way we're winning this. Adam Halperin with the insanely kind $100 donation. Thank you so fucking much. What's going to happen in the Kyle Rittenhouse case? Okay, guys. I've said this before. I think I even said this right after Kyle Rittenhouse happened, like the whole thing. There is a decent chance that he walks, okay? Now, I want to be clear about that. Okay? There's a reason why that is. That's because a lot of the specific legal, the technicalities which are particular to whether or not you can justify your behavior with a claim of self-defense, they are blind to some of the circumstances that are morally biasing our perspective here. Okay? So, is Kyle Rittenhouse a shitter? Yes, that's objective. You can talk to God, I asked him. Is Kyle Rittenhouse a racist? Again, I asked God, and he said yes. Do the specific cases associated with the deaths that took place on that day correspond to what we would legally consider to be self-defense? Well, that really depends. It depends on how good the prosecution and defense can argue their cases. This is one of those circumstances where law and morality do not perfectly overlap with each other. Okay? I've talked about this before at the beginning of stream, and I'll talk about it again now. Let's talk about something that is morally wrong, but legally defensible. Okay? Now, if a person breaks into your home in America, you pretty much have the right to kill them. That's pretty much what we've got here. And there's a good reason for that. Imagine being in your home and you hear a window break and feet scuffling on the ground somewhere downstairs. This is not a situation where most people have either the training or the wherewithal to assess the threat being done to your home. What if you have family? What if you sleep on the second floor and on the first floor you know your daughter is sleeping and the window break happened on the first floor? No jury would criticize you for bringing your gun with you as you headed down the stairs. That's just how it is here. And I think that's defensible. Now, the specifics of this is not legal advice, so don't go ahead shooting everyone who knocks on your door. I'm just saying that there are good excuses for self-defense in those cases. There's a reason civilized countries don't let you murder people. Well, in this case, it wouldn't be murder. If it's self-defense, it's not murder, it's self-defense. And I think that's justifiable. Now, it is true that on average, having a gun in your home increases the likelihood of your family getting hurt. But principally, I think that you have a legal right to use lethal force to defend yourself against people breaking in. If somebody breaks in at night, lo and dare, we're not talking about trespassing. We're talking about breaking and entering. We're not talking about people on your lawn. We're talking about people breaking into your home. If somebody breaks into your home, how can you determine if they pose a lethal threat to you? You can't. Like, how? How would you determine that? Fire a warning shot? Warning shots are not a real thing. Ask them? Ask them. Oh, no. You know, I actually had a law-adjacent class once where I actually gave the answer people in chat gave, and I got chewed out for it by the professor. It's actually... This actually happened to me live. When I was in community college, I was talking about stuff like this with... Initially, my major was political science, and there was some class that taught some law stuff, and we were talking about this specific thing, the right to self-defense if your house is broken into. And I said, well, you shouldn't be able to use lethal force. You can use warning shots, or you can try to shoot them in the leg or something, but I don't think you should be able to kill them. And I got chewed out for several minutes for being wrong, and since then I have stopped being wrong. I'm sorry, guys, but unless you've experienced this yourself, or I guess know how it would work in real life, or just kind of have a feeling for precedent, if a person breaks into your house and they have a gun, by the time you ask them, they could have already shot you. The thing is, in the United States, we have kind of a mutual threat obligation when it comes to breaking into a person's house. See, everyone knows that you can be shot for breaking into a house. So if a person breaks into your house, they know they're risking their life to do it. And if they're risking their life to do it, that probably means they're willing to fight to defend themselves too. Right? That makes sense. What idiot would break into a house in the middle of the night without some sort of ability, some tool, some weapon to kill people who might kill them? This is just the mutual expectation we hold. And I think it's perfectly okay. Your house should be considered safe. Your house should be something that you have an expectation people will not intrude upon. So legally, if a person breaks in and you shoot them, it's going to be ruled self-defense, I imagine. You know, assuming the factors of the case are consistent and reasonable. But morally, there's a lot of ambiguity there. Morally, it's possible for you to shoot and kill somebody in self-defense if they've broken into your house, even after you've assessed they have no weapon. It's possible for you to kill a person you know is unarmed, which I would say is morally dicey at best, if they've broken into your house even. But legally, it'd still be considered self-defense. So you can believe two things simultaneously without any contradictions. Kyle Rittenhouse might get off, but I still think what he did was wrong. And the thing that I think that he did was wrong has more to do with going to a civil rights protest with a weapon to intimidate and to posture and to antagonize, to put himself and other people in a situation which exacerbates the threat level and increases the likelihood of harm. That's what I think was wrong. And depending on the facts of the case, which are not fully known to us, at least I haven't been watching the proceedings, according to the facts of the case, it may well be the case that in spite of all that, his exercise of self-defense was legitimate. It may be the case that it wasn't, that he wants it to be self-defense, but it wasn't. These are the ambiguities that have kept me from making strong cases on the legal situation with regards to Kyle Rittenhouse. Yes, Dave Rubin, or Rave Dubin, that is a crime. I'm not arguing against that. No, yes, the crossing state lines with the gun thing, that I'm not arguing against that. We're talking about the self-defense argument. Okay. Stand your ground laws are super fucked up. I'm talking about castle doctrine laws, not stand your ground laws. But yeah, stand your ground laws do seem to significantly increase the number of people who die in the states that have them. There are state-by-state variances on the castle doctrine. So again, nothing that I've said here is legal advice. I'm only saying what is generally considered to be the law. Yeah. Castle doctrine is also fucked. Well, it's not perfect, but a castle doctrine is a legal doctrine that designates a person's abode or any legally occupied place, for example, a vehicle or home, you can sleep in your car, as a place in which that person has protections and immunities permitting one in certain circumstances to use up to deadly force to defend yourself against an intruder, free from legal prosecution for the consequences of the force used. The term is most commonly used in the United States, though many other countries invoke comparable principles in their laws. Depending on the location, a person may have a duty to retreat to avoid violence if one can reasonably do so. Castle doctrines lessen the duty to retreat when an individual is assaulted within your own home. Deadly force may either be justified, the burdens of production and proof for charges impeded, or an affirmative defense against criminal homicide applicable when, in cases, the actor reasonably fears imminent peril of death or serious bodily harm to him or herself or another. So if a person breaks into your house in the middle of the night, that is pretty much automatically an actor reasonably fearing imminent peril of death or serious bodily harm to him, herself, or another. That would be pretty automatically that, you know. But again, I'm not a lawyer. Do you support business owners killing rioters trying to destroy or damage his businesses? While there are cases where I think you could possibly make an argument for that, I don't think they're even remotely the same thing. You're in your house because it's your house. You live there. You're in your house. When you defend it, it's because they're coming into your house. It's your house. A business is not your house. But if you sleep in your business, or if you're in that place and you don't really have the ability to meaningfully retreat, then you could argue that your duty to retreat is being impeded by the circumstances of the case. But there is a fundamentally different thing here. All right, hold on. Once again, I'm not a lawyer. Let's just move on with the donos, okay? The only point that I'm making is that it's possible to acknowledge are non-binary people above the law? Yes. Non-binary people are legally immune to all forms of prosecution. Lol24, thank you for the €5. I have not seen Plastic Pills videos, but I could give it a look sometime. Cadser, Sparkle Fairy, thank you for the gifted tier 1 subs. Neko Mimic with the $5, thank you. Pumix Thurman with the $10, thank you very, very much. Lefty Twitter today, be like, parenting is policing. Let children decide what's best for them. Abandon them in the forest or in the middle of the street at birth. ACAB. True! Raise them strong. MPXA Asylum, thank you for the tier 1 sub. NPC Porky with the tier 2 sub, thank you. And Finnish Theologian, thank you for the tier 3 sub. I really appreciate that. Boy Meets Minnie and Fake Animator, thank you for the $5 both. Really appreciate that. We shouldn't listen to economists for their takes on public health. True. True! Hey, Vaush just voted. What are your thoughts on the new Mario movie development? Clancy Brown as Mario? Sure. This is a meme, by the way. Zanya with the incredibly kind 20 tier 1 subs gifted. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so fucking much. I figured I should let you know that you didn't have the biggest folder. Dylan's was way bigger and stored separately. Not that size matters, mind you. I gotcha. Well, no comment chick has a particular hate boner for Dylan, doesn't she? Either way, psycho behavior. Very unimpressive. Very cringe. Thank you for the incredible generosity. I really appreciate that. Tane and Drewy Dude, thank you for the tier 1 subs. Antifa Admiral with the very kind $10. Been up since 4:30 this morning because I'm a poll worker. I'm on break, but got about 4 more hours. Tired, but I'm doing this for the glory of Vaush and the Dems. Make sure, hey, you can love me, baby, but don't throw me in as a write-in, okay? I do not have that power. Seriously, this stream is going to end shortly, and after it does, I expect you guys to go on out there and vote if eligible, and you haven't already in these elections. Kolodic, thank you for the $5. My country is only 20% vaccinated. Anti-vaxxers are a majority in Bulgaria. Ah, shit, I'm really sorry. I know where Bulgaria is now. Thanks to me knowing how maps look. Thank you. Running with Sickles and Sake Tanuki with the $10 both. How much do you think Cold War / Red Scare propaganda is contributing to the ignorance on left politics and COVID in our Gen Xers and Boomer parents? Significantly. At the very least for Boomer types, you know? Heavy influence. Gen Xers less so, and I would say it's negligible, at least directly negligible for people younger than that. And Sake, if no BS and Gothics debated, would it end brain cells globally? I honestly think, yeah, if you could get like no bullshit Gothics and fuck, maybe Jimmy Dore together for like the ultimate 3-way. I don't know, man. Holy fuck. Avalon won with the $5. I think it's Gothics' middle manager energy that really makes the convo unbearable. Yeah, it's huge, like Karen. Nightmare blunt rotation. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Cavernous Anus, thanks to the tier 1 sub. Soviet Ball with the $5. I love you, but are you ready for the QAnon talk? Arguing against conspiracy is impossible without knowing the conspiracy well. Are you doing a research stream? I've been doing some research quietly, but I'll also do a stream before I leave. Winter Wacko Reborn, thank you for the 2 Canadian. Harriet Aline, thank you for the $10. I will look, with the $5 additionally, look at the Al Jazeera investigation into sexual abuse covered up by Oxford. Yeah, I'll give it a look, though I can't commit to it this stream. Lina Lux, thanks the $5. Just want to say you look great, Vaush. I can tell how much weight you've lost. It's not easy. Proud of you. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Seriously, that's very kind. I'm trying my best. Scrotus Maximus, the $10. Holy fuck, I can feel my brain cells dying. God help us. Sorry, God can't help us now. Kyoto Online, the $5. When Straight Laces Pac-Man says you're being nutty, it's time to get off stream. That was really embarrassing, man. I don't agree with Pac-Man on everything, not even close, but like I can't imagine talking with David Pac-Man and taking the time to like talk about how the lefties are getting people banned and they're too brown to get banned and yeah. Oof. Well. Anyway, DeGero with the incredibly kind $25. I really, really appreciate that. I'm going to do everything in my very limited power to make sure Gothic stops being a beta and debates you, because this would make incredible content. Dude, it would just be brain damage for everyone. I'll still do it, but it would just be brain damage for everyone. Central Pia Locos, thank you for the $5. Have you seen Chomsky's take on the Yugoslav wars? Yes, I'm trying to do some independent research on it to see how hard I should cancel him. Still alive in Green A7X, thanks the 5 both. Do you think major corporations or even right-wing politicians are paying Jimmy Dore to be intentionally wrong to push their agenda? No, I don't think you have to. I think that he just caters to their fan bases because it makes him money independently. You don't need to be paid directly. No Mokaka, thank you for the $10. This is not a donation, it's a bribe, so you never talk about anarchists on Twitter again because my entire feed today was fucking bedtimes. Is that so funny? Holy shit, I love that all I have to do was throw out a tweet at like midnight and like I get the whole discourse thrown out there again. That makes me so fucking happy, dude. All I have to do is tweet about Twitter anarchists and the whole goddamn fucking shit show starts all over again. I love it so goddamn much. It wasn't even midnight. It was like 2 a.m. 8D5D2D Derek with the 2 $5 donations. Thank you very, very much. I redid the Richard Wolf meme, save for stream. Yeah? Oh, no. Socialism is when each of the workers own one of the 4 walls and they can decorate it however they want. And the state owns the floor. So they can't walk on it without paying taxes. You have to play the floor as lava with the furniture, okay? But the furniture is actually lent to them by the union. And the union they have to pay dues to when they walk. Who owns the ceiling? There is no ceiling under socialism. That's fucking good. Here you go, chat. That one's going out to you. There you go. That's good shit. Thank you very much. AT5D2 to Derek. Jesus. Raining Trees, the $5. Pretty please Man Ray wallet emote. We do need some kind of emote equivalent of this. I would need to find a good way to frame it so that it's visible at emote sizes, but this should be an emote, yeah. It happens too often for it not to be an emote. And Meow Shell with a very kind $5. Please check out my fan art. Oh my god, it's so cute! I love it! Yeah, I'll full screen it so it's cleared. That is so goddamn cute. Absolutely. This is actually the skinniest I have ever seen myself drawn in fan art. We're at Fit Ian now. Jesus Christ. Is this an NFT? Yeah, it is. Let me save it. No. If I hit right click save image as, I have no idea if that's going to save to the folder that I saved my hentai to. That's going in the fan art folder. Thank you. Pigeon doesn't look ugly enough in this. That's because Pigeon is beautiful. Well, folks, I do have to leave, unfortunately, but tomorrow morning we're doing another morning stream. And we'll cover everything then, including the TERF manifesto. I'm sorry, I did have to leave a little bit early. I'm sorry. We talked about Sekiro, which was entirely my fault, okay? I'm sorry. Kalik Tessie with the incredibly kind $15. Do you think vaccine uptake would go up if it were framed as granting Second Amendment rights to your immune system, or is that language problematic? Yeah, we're just arming your, like, what, your, like, white blood cells with, Oh, yeah. Dude, we're not giving you a vaccine, okay? We're giving you a free government fucking gun grant. Absolutely. Unironically, Americans are stupid enough, and America is stupid enough that that might legitimately work. We are that bad. We do live in that much of a hell world. Well, I have to run, guys. Listen up. I am sorry. The Turf Manifesto will be first thing tomorrow. I promise that. If you're watching this, please do give the stream a like, the channel a subscription, and Vaush Pit as well, because Vaush Pit is always throwing out bangers, folks. You know, you can't handle how banging the Vaush Pit is 24/7 with the wackiest fucking videos. Look at this. It's everything. It's everything here. We've got reacting to people being white, reacting to other things, me reminiscing about my old high school. We talked to a 14-year-old who was somehow more politically mature than 98% of the conservatives I bring on here. Fucking JonTron. Look at all this crazy shit over here, man. Oh my god. Look at all this diversity of content. Holy shit. Dave Chappelle. We got debates over here. We got, oh my god.